Well, good morning, everyone. And once again, welcome. Thank you for welcoming me into your homes. Thank you again. Okay, here we go, Rosalinda. Good morning to you. And Lori, nice to have you on this morning. Thank you for having me on. Holly, David, good morning. Nick from our staff. And John from Elgin, Illinois. Jordan, Tennessee, good morning. West Tennessee, Yvonne, good morning. Madeleine, Temiskaming, Arlene, Loretta, much appreciated. Etta, and Darlene, and Shirley, Morial, the home of the Habs. Yvonne, good morning. And Jeanette from our staff. Yolande, good morning to you. Mary and Crystal and Renee from Newfoundland. We love you. Lorna and Wendy. Good morning, Wendy, from Markup. Jerry, Nouveau Brunswick. Kim from Timmins. And Judy and Jocelyn. Good morning, Joss, from Sturgeon Falls. Nellie and Rose and Maureen. Good morning, Maureen from Boca Raton, Florida. Yvonne and Monette and Micheline and Carrie. Sarnia. Love Sarnia. Jeanette, Newfoundland, and Janice. Okay, guys. Sharon, Leduc, Alberta. Wow, bright and early this morning, isn't it? And good morning to you, Louise and Susan from Florida. And I know I missed some. I missed so many. Either I don't see it, Marlene and Diane, Thunder Bay, Lisa, good morning. And Latchman, I think, or Crystal, I don't know. And St. John's, Newfoundland, and you guys are great. Thank you so much for coming on. Okay, I'm going to bring to you another reason for vitamin E. Now, you know the real vitamin E is exercise, right? There is nothing negative about vitamin E. It's all good. And my motto is just move. Just move. Move. You know, every exercise is good for you, but some are better than others. Some are better than others. Now, if you go back and look at other podcasts that I've done on vitamin E, I have come to the conclusion over all these years that the best exercise is weight-resistant exercises, okay? The best for your body is weight-resistant exercise. 15 to 20 minutes, 3 to 4 times a week. 15 to 20 minutes. You don't have to do it for hours. Weight-resistant exercises. It's better than cardiovascular. And again, please understand where I'm coming from. Better than cardiovascular. Cardiovascular is good. Aerobics is good. But what you really want to do is build muscle. There's reasons for it. Next week, I'm going to do a teaching on testosterone in men. Okay? New study came out, and I'm going to go over that. Okay, I promise. I have it right in my notes. And the biggest problem in men They have low T, and there's several reasons for it. One of them is their exercise or lack of it. But again, one of the reasons I talk about weight-resistant exercises. For example, you could do a push-up. That's a weight-resistant exercise. I have a gym in my basement. I got it because of COVID. I couldn't go to the gym, and so, but for years I built muscle. And because what that muscle does, primarily, that no other exercise does like this one, it decreases insulin resistance. Now, what's the best time to exercise? Anytime you do it is going to be good. I don't necessarily recommend it at night, but here's what I do want to say about at night. In 10 minutes of slow walking, this is a study that was done, 10 minutes after in 10 minutes, if you go out and walk just for 10 minutes after your supper, you will decrease your insulin. 10 minutes. Move. Go out for a walk. I like that habit. I really do. Like, I'll walk during the day. I find walking for me, is therapeutic in more than one ways. Like, it's therapeutic. I love, I oftentimes listen to podcasts. I love walking. And it's part of my routine. But it does not take the place of weight-resistant exercises. I don't care if you're 80 years old. If you can do some even light barbells or whatever, hand gripping, get a hand gripper. Those are important. Remain strong. What your muscles will do will save your bones. That women that spend their life on a treadmill doesn't fix your bones. Bone density is muscle strength. Osteoporosis is a huge problem today. And one of the reasons, of course, is our diet, that sugary diet. It leaches out calcium from your body. And the other reason is because, again, and I'm just going to say it because it doesn't make me popular, but I'm going to tell you the truth. And the truth shall set you free. When women, especially, and it started in the 70s, bought the lie that fat makes you fat, they went fat-free. And when you go fat-free, you stay away from mostly the animal kingdom, butter, eggs, cheese, and meat. And their meat became chicken, and they believed that when they were eating grass, because that's what salad is, it's just glorified grass, that they thought it was good for them. But it wasn't good for them because there's not enough vitamins and there's not enough protein. And guess what? Your body needs that, especially your bones, ladies. Especially your bones. Protein, protein, protein. Okay? So vitamin E is essential. It's part of the pyramid of your health. The bottom part is food. The right foods. The animal kingdom. High protein, healthy fat. Carbs, Sugar, no. You can have some plants, the plant kingdom, vegetables and fruit. Don't live on it. You want to be healthy, don't live on it. Doesn't mean you can't have any. You certainly don't have any for 30 days during the reset, but don't live on it. You've been lied to. It's not true. Now, I want to continue, okay? So 15 to 20 minutes, 3 to 4 times a week, do resistant exercises, okay? And it's amazing what will happen in your body. If you want to walk, those are add-ons. You want to walk at night? After eating supper? Take your dog for a walk? Great idea. Okay? Walking is good. But it's not number one. The treadmill, hey, you like it? Okay. But it's not number one. Okay? Just understand that. Aerobics, I'm not against it. But that's not the key. I'm telling you. Now, I want to talk to you about a study that came out on the rebounder. The rebounder. Now, the rebounder is very good. I do the rebounder. And I want to tell you, this study is showing that in 2 minutes of the rebounder, you are draining your lymphatics. Now remember, we talked to you about what are lymphatics. Lymphatics is your sewage system in your body. Okay? Lymphatics is draining the garbage out of your body. Ladies, you got lymphatics right around your breast tissue. That is really important to detox that area. Get the debris out of there. You want it out of your body. Your lymphatics are really important. The sewage system. We talked about the brain lymphatics, which are called glymphatics. How important that is. But ladies, you want to dump that garbage out of your body. And God put lymphatics right here for you. Get rid of that stuff, garbage. But what they're finding in 2 minutes of the rebounder, you're draining all of your lymphatics. I like that. I like it. I'm big on the rebounder. And it's not hard on your joints. I like that too. It's not. So one of the reasons is you're draining your lymphatics in 2 minutes. So that's a new study that showed it just drains the lymphatics in a very short period of time. You don't have to do it for long. 2 minutes will do the trick for your lymphatics. You know, and some of you have gone for lymphatic drainage from a massage therapist or whatever. I'm not against it. I like that stuff. I do. But imagine the rebounder. In 2 minutes, you're draining your lymphatics. I like that. It's really good to help prevent blood clots. That springing up and down, especially in your calf muscles, it helps to, because a lot of blood clots occur in the legs, and they especially in the calf, in the deep circulation of the calf. It helps to prevent that. That helps to prevent that from blood clots. And this study is showing 2 minutes. Now, you can do it more than that, but 2 minutes. One of the reasons I love the rebounder is for what I call, I don't just call it, but it's what it's called. Big word. I'll make it simple for you. Proprioception. You know what proprioception is? It's your muscles in your body that help to balance you. And as people get older, often this happens, is they're very, very susceptible to falls. You get someone that's a senior, and they break a hip, they're in deep trouble. Now they're immobilized. And one of the reasons they fall is this lack of proprioception. One of them, their muscles are not strong enough. And one of the things that save your balance is proprioception, muscles that contract and keep you stable and prevent falls. You know, you hit something, instead of tripping and falling with almost, I've seen seniors fall and it's almost like they have no stopping mechanism. They're out of balance, and then they miss a step or whatever, and boom, they're down. And there's almost like nothing can stop them. They have no proprioception. That's what it is. Rebounding helps that. Rebounding helps that. So does weightlifting. It helps proprioception. Now, here's what I found over the years. When people, for example, like seniors especially, lightheaded, major reason for them, muscle loss and lack of proprioception for sure. One of the big reasons is all the medications they take. Most seniors are put on a cocktail of medications. You go to the senior home, and a lot of you would know this because of, aged parents or whatever. They're on meds, blood pressure meds, diuretics, statin drugs. And you wonder why they fall. They're dizzy when they get up too fast. A lot of that is medication. I was talking to a lady the other day. She takes 26 meds. And that gave me a headache. What? Boy, the pharmacist must love you. What? Anyway, don't want to get into it. Don't want to be too controversial. Okay? It just bothers me. But the rebounder really helps with that. Proprioception. And by the way, lots of medication in seniors. Here's what'll make you lightheaded and dizzy. Side effects of having low levels of B12 and low levels of vitamin D. Meds, especially blood pressure medication, are diuretics, low levels of B12, and low levels of vitamin D. Vitamin D is essential. It helps proprioception. The sun, Viderma. Guess what, seniors? Scared skinny of the sun. Scared skinny of it. They bought that lie hook, line, and sinker in the 1970s. Skin cancer, skin cancer, skin cancer. You know how many times I've heard that? Tens of thousands of times. They're extremely low in vitamin D. And they're extremely low, usually in B12. And the reason in B12 is any medication just about will stop you from absorbing B12 properly. And guess what? Seniors, especially when they get older, they don't eat enough steak. Generally, they live on carbohydrates. Oh, Dr. Mike, I got to have my oatmeal in the morning because otherwise I'm not going to go to the bathroom. I need to breathe. If I had a watch, it would tell me to breathe right now. Ooh, I get uptight about that. I get uptight about oatmeal, okay? I don't like it. Let me rephrase that. I like oatmeal. I do. I can still think of my grandma's porridge. I love that stuff, especially with lots of brown sugar. But it ain't good for you, okay? It elevates your blood sugar so rapidly, it'll make your head spin. And that's true too. Okay? But rebounding is so good for you. And they should actually bring those in to senior homes and put a little guardrail on so they can hold on to something while they do it. But you can do it. It's not hard on the joints. I like that. It's not like a treadmill. And even for some, walking are very difficult. You got a joint or a hip that's not good, or a knee or your feet, your ankles or whatever. Rebounding is a real tremendous alternative to that. In 2 minutes, look what happens. The benefits of it are incredible. Think about what happens when you stimulate the lymphatics. Think about that. Like one of them, of course, it's your sewage system. It drains. But remember now, T-cell activity too is increased. Your T cells, your Navy SEALs. What's bothered me through this whole 18 months? It bothers me, you have no idea. Nobody talks about building your immune system. Your immune system. Your body has a tremendous ability. But nobody's talking about it. Your lymphatics, the T cells, your Navy SEALs of your immune system. When you're doing the rebounder, it helps because you're stimulating the lymphatic system. And again, every exercise is good. Anytime you move, you're helping. This just helps more. That's all. That's all I'm saying. And when you do weights, I can't tell you how good that is for you. I just can't overemphasize this. The vitamin E that you should be taking. Okay? Really important. The balance. This study showed that it's 68%, okay, doing 2 minutes. 2 minutes of the rebounder is 68% more effective than the treadmill in 2 minutes. 30 minutes on the treadmill. It's 68% more effective. That's why I bring it to you. Guys, I never bring to you stuff that I don't generally have not tried myself or that I know a bit of experience about these things. Okay? I've told you the story. In my high school days, my papa, do you know that my father would have turned 97 today? It's his birthday. And I was texting with my siblings, you know. We loved our papa. He was a good man. He was a great man. But because he was my hero, even in high school, because, you know, a lot of times when you're a kid, you don't appreciate your parents, okay? But, you know, my wife couldn't get over when her and I started dating how much I talked about my dad. It's like, stop it, she used to say. Like, you're talking too much about him. But literally, my dad was my hero. So when he started in 1968 exercising, jogging, the only people that jogged in 1968, they were running away from the police. But my dad, when he found out it was a diabetic, it was a 180-degree turn in his life. It was 180 degrees. He started exercising and he changed his diet. Overnight, he lived on steak. You can imagine when I went to school and they were telling us, you know, well, you need sugars and, you know, you need some and carbs and they don't hurt you. And if you're a diabetic, you need a balanced diet. I used to scream and shout because my dad proved it to me. My dad said, nah, that ain't true. You need to eat steak. You don't want your blood sugar to go up. So quit eating stuff. This is 1968, guys. I didn't even know what diabetes was. I just knew my dad had it. The best training I got was at home with watching my dad. And I wanted to be with him so much. I said, Dad, wake me up. When you go jogging, we didn't call it that. We didn't even call it. You're going running. Jogging, the name wasn't invented yet. I said, wake me up before school. And I go with them. You know, that's pretty disciplined, right? When you're, 16 years old. But I wanted to be with my dad. So and I was good because I started a habit of working out. I did. I've never stopped that, guys, ever. From 1968, and here we are in 2021. When you form a habit, this is why one of the things, like I tell people, listen, I am going to give you a plan to succeed. This is not a diet when I talk the reset. This is lifestyle. I am going to show you. I am going to teach you, and you are going to self-learn how to eat properly. You can't help anyone else until you do it yourself. And discipline will help you in every aspect of your life. It really will. Right? The lack of self-control, okay? I'm going to give you a Bible verse. The lack of self-control is like a city without walls. Now think about go back thousands of years and cities were only safe because they had walls. They had big walls to keep the enemy out. So you can see the illustration. It's very, very good. An old-time city without walls was in deep trouble. It was vulnerable to attack big time. The city walls, if you go and read anything, I love history, by the way, but read anything about ancient history, the walls around Babylon at the time of Nebuchadnezzar were 300 feet high. 300 feet. Wow. In Babylon. But a person without self-control, in Proverbs 25 says, they're like a city without walls. You need self-control, of course, in everything we're talking about, in food, in exercise. It's self-control. It's discipline. You don't form healthy habits by dreaming about them. Right? You don't. You have to implement them. It's never easy. It's why the gyms are full in January and empty in February. People don't stick to it. And I am really, really focused on getting people, look, you need to eat from the animal kingdom primarily to be healthy. Not going to happen overnight. But good things happen when you have good habits. Good things happen when you have good habits. So that's teaching. Is vitamin E good? Essential. Foundational. I don't care how old you are. Anything you do is helpful. Some are more helpful than others. That's the teaching. And this study on the rebounder is pretty impressive. And, put the music on and do the rebounder. Whatever makes you tick and makes you do it. And eventually you enjoy it. And it's good for you. Balance. You don't want to fall. As we get older, that's the worst thing. You fall. You break a hip. Injure yourself. And then you're immobilized. That is a tragedy. Look, there's no guarantees you'll not fall, but you do everything you can for your proprioception. Your balance. Take your B12, guys. You get older, you need B12. I don't care. It's essential. It's essential. 90% of the population, 90% of the population is low in B12 and low in vitamin D. Essential, both of them, for your proprioception. If you're on any meds, you ought to be on B12. And you need Viderma. You need that vitamin D. For everything. Even your muscles have a solar panel. Even your muscles. Isn't that incredible? Okay. Tomorrow is Question and Answer Friday. Looking forward to it. It's not too late to send your questions in. We'll take those up. Always popular programming. The reset is in. The book's back. We're happy about that. We miscalculated and we ran out. That was the second time. This is the third print of that book. Okay, the reset. And remember, the reset, it's 30 days, yes, but it will send you in the right direction. There's nothing that will respond. Your body will respond to this. It is so good for you. At the cellular level, it's unreal what it does. And I'm doubling down on that. Okay? Okay. If you're not member of the Martin Clinic Facebook group, make sure you join that group, private group. If you don't get our emails, we sent out an email today on your eyes. Did you get that? If you didn't get it, you make sure you sign up for our emails. We do a lot of teaching there. Okay? We do a lot of teaching. And it's nice to have it written, isn't it? In front of you. Like, if you're anything like me, I study, I got to write. I got to read. Okay? Not just in coming through the ear gate, but coming to the eye gate, to the brain. Okay? So, if you're not receiving those emails, you can sign up. Go to martinclinic.com. Okay? So, guys, thanks a lot. We appreciate you. You have no idea. Love you dearly. Talk to you soon.